Hey everybody. So I decided today, sorry, that I'm going to speak on the likes of love, lust, and like. I've been trying to figure out in what respect I want to talk about it, but I'm going to just go ahead. Excuse me. I guess in dating, I don't know. But here it is, right? So obviously, we live in a very sexualized world, and that's become more of the appropriate way to live when it really isn't. And so, obviously, physical attraction comes first. You don't know enough about a person unless you meet them in a way where you don't see them first, like online dating, and you getting to know them through conversation, and you feel them. You feel like you can have a good time with them in respects to at least having a conversation, unless you're on one of those dating apps where that's not really the focus. Everybody's different. Excuse me. So, um, for me, I don't lust. I don't lust because I don't see it's not really a thing for me. Um, I don't deal with people based on my physical attraction. I deal with them more so on an intellectual standpoint. So if you can't hold a conversation, you could be Adonis. I don't want to be bothered. Um, if you are not clear on your viewpoints, your perspective, uh, how you see the world at all, not really interested. Because to me, I think long term. And I feel that eventually, those good looks, those abs, whatever it is, they're going to fade out. And all I'm going to be left with is you. So if I can't have a conversation with you, if we have no fundamentals that we agree on, I don't get blinded by what we could possibly do in the bedroom, because I keep that to myself anyway. So then I become one of those people who are expressed to be, oh, she made me wait X amount of time. Oh well. I make sure that when I meet somebody after a few conversations, you can kind of tell where that person's head is, and I let them know, look, from what I'm seeing and from what you're expressing about yourself, I don't fit the mold. So it's better for you and for myself that you just keep it pushing. Um, lust. Lust can be a dangerous thing. Now, everybody always says, oh, but men are visual creatures. That's what they look for first. That's a generalization that doesn't apply to everybody. Um, I feel that women are more lustful than men in certain instances. So for me, it's like when people say, oh, but you should be used to that, men are just that way. That's false. Um, I've met men where that is not their initial reason to talk. They like something you have on, like your earrings or something, and they have a conversational piece, and they say, hey, I like your bag or whatever. Now, if they think you're cute, that's different, but them just wanting to screw you right away, that's not, every man is not that way. I don't think that the men who are not that way are spoken up for enough, because women and men actually um, don't give men credit for not being that way. It's supposed to be a norm, but it's not. So, lust can get you in trouble. It will have you wasting all of your time. You will be sitting there just amazed at how gorgeous this person is and whatever the case, and what y'all could be doing in the nighttime hours, daytime hours, however y'all work. And then you find out they're boring. You find out they're narcissistic. You find out they're selfish. You find out that they don't really like themselves sometimes. And then what do? You no longer want them because their sex value has decreased. Not a good thing. I feel like is awesome. I like the liking stage. The liking stage gives permission for whatever. Excuse me. It doesn't put a bound on what that person will be to you. You like a person, they can either be your friend, they could be your potential boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever. You like them. You like having conversation with them. You can be open with them. You can be honest with them. You have a comfortability level with them. Like is awesome. I don't know why like is just not really spoken about, really. The liking stage. It's when you learn that person's personality. If they like jokes, if they don't, what they like to do, where they like to go, their hobbies, whatever. It's like when you like somebody, I think like is the most mind-clearing phase of a human relationship. Lust, you're blinded by what you want to do to them. Love, you're blinded by, in a sense, what they can do for you. But you're just focused on that person being awesome. And you're open to whatever that relationship turns into, I believe. Because you don't have an expectation. You just know that you like the person, you think they're cool, you like being around them, y'all enjoy each other's company. And it allows for a conversation, a bond to form organically, because you're not looking at anything besides that person and how they are with you and how you are with them. And I don't think a lot of people take acknowledgement of the like phase, because most people either move too fast and just want to love, or they move too fast on the opposite spectrum and just want to, yeah. I feel like is the middle ground to the extremes. And I am so geeky. I love the like phase. I do. I'm very fluid as a person. I'm restrictive when it comes to certain parts about myself, but I'm very fluid as a person. I don't normally put someone in a category right away, because you can't tell what that person's going to be, until you get to know them and you vibe with them, and you get what their interests are and what they are as a person, and how they view life and how they view their experiences and how they deal with those things. Then you can gauge, okay. And sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes they let you know, look, you seem cool for me. I like you as a friend, you don't even have to think. They've categorized you. I feel like categorization gets people in trouble because sometimes you can say, all right, I just want to be your friend, and then realize that you want to love on this person for the rest of your life. Now it's awkward. Excuse me. Now it's awkward because you've already put them in a mode of this is what you are to me, and now they have to come out of that mode, or you put them in a category and now they're like, damn, I really wish you could see me as this. And now if they do feel something, they're not going to say anything. So love is amazing. Love is one of those feelings where it's just, love is, you are willing to work. You're willing to compromise. You're willing to understand. You're willing to listen. You're willing to open your mind to different possibilities, and you are willing to be vulnerable and open. You can be that way and like too, but love just is a different level of intensity. Like, it hits you different. It's like, oh wow, and it's something that you don't really expect. It just pops up. It's not something you think about. It's not something you plan. It's not something you can necessarily analyze. You just realize one day, oh shoot. And when it's mutual, it's a beautiful thing. It's when it's mutual, it's not like in the movies where it's overly romanticized, where you see birds chirping and rainbows and whatever. It can be that way, but it's not. It's not. It's more so like, I am willing to sacrifice to make sure that you're okay. You shouldn't put yourself in harm's way or anything like that, but you're willing to come out of your comfort zone for this person. You're willing to open your mind about yourself so that you can be happy with this person. Like, if you're like, man, I really would never have thought I would do this or that or whatever. And when it's a healthy balance, and when it's a healthy communication, and when it's healthy, it's like, it can be like the movies. It doesn't start off like that, but it can end that way, where you realize this person is just you, but on the opposite spectrum. Like, they just know who you are, and you know who they are, and you're just like, it's a great feeling. I love deeply. Family, friends, significant others. I'm love is a verb, not just a word to say kind of person. So if I love somebody, you're going to know, because I am going to show it all the time. Whether it's just me, texting you, hey, what's up, are you good? Or if I'm like literally holding on to you for dear life, I'm a hugger, so I hug you to death. Like I'm very affectionate, um, verbally and physically. So I love hard and deeply. I always have, I always will. That's just me. Um, some people don't know how to deal with that because they're not used to someone loving them. And love is like, it's not what you can get. Like, it's what you can get when used wrong. I love based on what I can give. I don't love because of what I can get. Um, because to me, I'm not loving you because you can give me something. I'm loving you because I see something in you that makes me feel like I want to help you. I want to do for you. I want to make sure you're okay. That's just like I am. I use the definition of love from the Bible, the Bible version of love, which is a verb. um, it's not really an emotion, so to speak. It's not you can feel it, but it's more so what you can do for that person and what you can do for yourself. Makes me feel good. I enjoy, making sure people are happy and set, and I do everything I can, and I don't feel taken advantage of or whatever because it's my choice. And if I allow someone to take advantage of me, that doesn't mean that that isn't a product of love. That might be more so a product of wanting to be accepted or, acknowledged. But to me, if you allow people to take advantage of you, it's not, to blame it on love doesn't make sense to me. I feel like just because you love someone doesn't mean you're supposed to let them step on you and treat you like crap and talk to you any kind of way. That's abuse. And anybody who does that is abusive. That's not love. Love doesn't do that. And so when people be like, oh, but if you loved me, that's manipulation. And they're using the emotion to get a rise out of you. But that's not what love does. It's not going to harm you or make you feel less than or, whatever. That's not love. And in some cases, that can just be lust. They just want you for whatever they want you for. But I feel like to love someone in a romantic sense, you have to like them first. You have to grow to love somebody. Unless it's like family, even them, you gotta grow to love someone. And in loving someone, there's respect. And if you don't respect them, then it's going to be hard to like them. And then you might love them, you might still do for them, but if you don't like them, you're not going to do it. It's just. So I feel like the first layer of affections with anyone is like. Most people skip over like, but that's where you build. Liking someone is where you build a bond and a relationship and an understanding. Then love comes because that understanding is there. And lust comes either way. But some people focus on lust so much that they miss out on the amazingness of like. Because they don't care about liking you. They just want to do what they want to do and go about their business. And I've been lusted after a lot. and it hurts my feelings because I'm very much more than that. And I feel like it doesn't give me permission to really be myself because that's not what's required, and I don't have time for that. And then there's people who shoot over into love. It's probably more infatuation than love because you have to really know a person and understand them to love them. So it's like it's either lust or infatuation or obsession. And that's when it's like, I just know that you're the one, and they have no idea what your personality is. They have no idea what you do and don't like. They have no idea what your background is in any way, whether it's working, family, anything. They don't know anything about it. They don't care because you have a packaging that they feel will fit their life, and therefore none of the other stuff matters until it does, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know you were like this, da da da. Love is not blind, it can see. Love is not blind, it can see. Most people just misuse the word love when they really mean infatuation. Because if you love someone, you'll see them for who they are, and that is why you're in their life, because you know and accept and acknowledge and respect them as they are for who they are, and you want to grow and build and understand further. So, just in case that has not been cleared, these are my interpretations of these terms. It's not blanket, it's not general, it's not objective. These are very subjective, and it's a lot of things going on right now in my life and that I've been seeing that I don't really feel like people understand what they're saying or what they're implying. And so when people use certain words, there is a misconception of what it means because everybody's interpretation of these terms are so different. If you tell somebody, I like you, it can mean something different to everybody. So that's why, again, communication is key. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to them? And then you all decide how you're going to do it. I feel the best way to be is fluid. Don't put bars on anyone until there's a reason to. If it comes closer to, you know what, I think I want to be with this person, then you draw those lines. But initially, if you're starting to meet somebody, you're starting to talk to somebody, keep it open. Once you friend zone somebody and they know it, it's hard for them to look at you a different kind of way. Once you've put somebody in the sexual partner situation and y'all are not together, it's hard for them to see you a different way. Once you put somebody in a relationship situation, it's hard for them to come out. So it's like, it's better to just be fluid. Don't play with nobody. Don't be like, yo, I'm just seeing how this goes. That does not work. That term is red flags for people. I know it is for me. Most people see that as a red flag. Women specifically. Once you tell a woman, I'm just want to see how things go, that interprets as, I want to do whatever I want, but I want you to be there while I'm doing whatever I want. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you don't know what you want to do, that's fine, but the whole I'm just gonna go with the flow, and then you're doing relationship stuff but you don't want a relationship, it's toxic. It causes a lot of insecurity. It causes a lot of questions. It's like, am I good enough or not? Are you playing with me or not? What are we really doing here? Just, if people were more open to the liking phase of things instead of all of the physical stuff where now we're hugging, we're kissing, we're doing, and you don't see me like that, but now I've done opened myself in a way I shouldn't have. That's what that is. That's why there's problems. It's not because women are just overly emotional. It's because you tell us, you like us, whatever, and we do make the choice of doing whatever it is that we do. We're grown folks, most of us. Should be, if you're doing that, you gotta be mature mentally to do certain things. Um, but when you do all of those things and you give all of those things and you open the person up to vulnerability and then tell them you're going to see how it goes, they know you're doing it with other people. And that's going to cause the problem because you could have been honest about it. Like, look, I just want to do you, but give them the choice. Allow them to choose. And therefore, they won't be looking for anything else because they know where you're at with yourself. So, love, lust, and like. Love you. Take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend.